In every country, traditional folktales often carry the wisdom and moral lessons of the past. However, it's not widely known that many Japanese folktales end in shocking ways that make them completely unsuitable for children, or they leave you wondering what the moral was supposed to be in the first place, offering nothing but a lingering sense of confusion. This is a series that dares to collect and introduce such Japanese folktales titled, What Even Is This Story, Japan? Together with all of you, we'd like to reflect on how we should interpret these tales and what lessons, if any, they offer. Once upon a time, in a certain village, there lived an elderly couple, an old man with a kind heart and an old woman who was greedy by nature. One day, the old man found an injured sparrow and brought it home to tend to its wounds. When he tried to return it to the mountains, the sparrow showed great affection toward him, and he too grew fond of the little bird. He gave it a name and cherished it.
Suzume.
The old woman, however, had never been fond of animals, and she quickly grew irritated by the sparrow's extended stay in their home. One day, while the old man was away, the sparrow ate the glue, made from cooked rice, that the old woman had prepared to repaper the shoji screens. Enraged, she screamed, "So this tongue is what caused the trouble!" and cut the sparrow's tongue with scissors. Ignoring the bird's pain, she threw it out of the house, telling it to go wherever it pleased. When the old man returned and heard what had happened, he was deeply concerned and went into the mountains to search for the sparrow.
Suzume.
Deep in the thicket, he discovered a little inn run by sparrows.
Hi.
What the?
From inside, the sparrow he had cared for emerged and warmly welcomed him in. The sparrow apologized for having eaten the glue and expressed heartfelt gratitude to the old man for his kindness in searching for it, despite its misdeed. Together with the other sparrows, it prepared a splendid feast and entertained the old man with songs and dances until he lost track of time. When it was time for him to leave, the sparrows brought out 2 boxes, a large one and a small one, as parting gifts. The old man humbly said that he was elderly, and that the small one would be more than enough. He was given the small box and told, "Do not open it until you get home." Upon returning and opening it, he found it filled with gold, silver, jewels, and coins. When the greedy old woman saw this, she assumed the larger box must contain even greater treasures. Without hesitation, she barged into the sparrow's inn.
Oh, hi.
She barely touched the food they offered and showed no interest in their dancing.
Enough!
Instead, she rudely demanded the large box.
Hurry up.
Though warned once again, "Do not open it until you get home," she could not resist and opened it on the way back. To her horror, a giant monster popped out of the box. In the end, she was devoured by the monster. The end.
Hold on.
Is it correct to understand this story as teaching the moral of be kind to others? What I'm wondering is this. Would the outcome have been different if the old man had chosen the large box, or if he had opened the box before reaching home, or if the old woman had chosen the small box and opened it at home? If the results change depending on those choices, then the moral of be kind to others doesn't really hold, and it becomes even more unclear what the point of the story is. Japan Bee is a channel that randomly shares information about lesser-known aspects of Japanese culture, spanning across various genres.